Hey everyone, my name is Taryn and I'm going to be taking you through some of my favorite email deliverability tools today. I will be jumping into more of the information around what you need to look for in an email deliverability tool and why I've chosen the ones I have. I know that there's quite a few popular ones out there, so let's just jump straight into the ones I chose and why. All right, so the first one I've had a look at is GlockApps. I think this is a really great one to look at if you are looking to monitor your inbox placement testing. So understanding where your emails are landing is really essential to ensure that you're not wasting time. So if you're in e-commerce or retail or any industry that relies on email communication or marketing, you'll want to ensure that you have a tool that helps you monitor your inbox placement testing. All right, so the free trial that I set up took really a couple minutes. It was so quick and easy. I really like that you could quite easily see all the information on their dashboard. They've got their release notes here, including blog posts, which is really cool. You will be able to see your balance in terms of your test credits, what you have set up here, additional information like DMARC messages, which I'll jump into in a little bit of detail shortly. All right, on the toolbar on the left-hand side, we've got all the information around your inbox. So any of the tests that you've run previously, your DMARC analytics, which includes quite a lot of information below. You will also have additional information such as your uptime monitor and any integrations that you have. So I do like that they do integrate with Postmaster or MailChimp. So if you're already using one of those tools, you can simply plug and play, which is really cool. So they do have a way that you can integrate with those. All right, now I've already run a couple tests. I have run a spam test previously, so this picks up the information that I've set up in the campaign. It was quite quick and easy to do. It does then show the information on a dashboard. You can also pull that into your reporting site. You can either set up manual tests, proxy tests, or automatic tests. It will also keep track of your MailChimp test, which is quite cool. So I'm just going to jump into the one I've run previously. What I was trying to do is just test the spam filters, have a look just to see where my information was landing. I do like that they immediately will populate this information. So you've got the reports right here, easy to access. You will have information like whether it's landed in the inbox, any additional tabs. So this could be your promotional tabs, for example. If it's landed in spam or if these are missing, which is quite interesting. So using a test list of email addresses, sometimes these will not be able to be delivered to the correct recipients due to perhaps issues in the email addresses themselves. They do have additional information around your IP or your domain analytics, which is great. So you could just expand on this just to see what the issue is, why they were failed. So typically your technical team might want to take a look at this information just to see if you've been blocked. Looking at additional information like DKIM or DMARC is quite cool. You do have your spam filters just to see what the results are. We can see from this one that the Google spam filters picked up my mail was not spam, not fishy, which is great. I do note that some of the tests I've run are either missing information or waiting for data. I'm not too sure why that is, so I don't know if this is an error of the way I've run the campaign or just a bit of a lag on the tool. What I do like about them is that they do give you a bit of a content analysis on the message, what you've sent. If you have set up any HTML in the email itself, it will bring that information in here as well as links and images, which I did not have in my test. Right, and then having a look at actionable steps is quite cool. So I do like this feature on them. For example, mine has mentioned that I don't have a unsubscribe link in my header. This is something that I believe that Google and other mail clients like Yahoo have a requirement for people to easily unsubscribe from your mail. So it's great that they actually test for this. They also pick up things like no SPF records, which means essentially that if you don't have SPF, it helps prevent fake emails from being sent as you. DMARC and other email authentication protocols are quite important to have set up on your domain. So it's great that they monitor this information, and you can look through the information in here to understand your actionable next steps. All right, they do provide a seed list. So this is your test emails that you can go and use to send off just to test your spam uh, inbox placement testing. I really like that feature. Not all of the email deliverability tools that I've used have had this. So I do think that that's quite a good feature to have. Overall, not a bad tool. I do find that some of the information does take a while to populate. Again, I don't know if that's the way I was running it, but overall, really not bad, quick and easy to set up. I do think that the pricing is quite fair. So they range from around about $69 to $129 per month billed annually, and they do have different bundles that may be better fit for your business depending on what you're wanting to do, including DMARC analytics or spam tests as bundles, which is quite cool. All right, I'm going to jump into the next tool I really like to use. So if you have any email rendering that needs to be done as part of your email campaigns, highly recommend looking at a tool called Email on Acid. They're really cool. My developers like using them. You can import your own HTML, your own code, test this out, have a look at how to set that up. So you can either run your email or spam testing. You can do this as email only, email and spam, or spam only, for example. It is quick and easy to set up. They do provide a seed list again, and you can quick and easily run a test here. They then pull in that information, which is quite cool. All right, so should you have your own HTML or URL for you to test, you can then do what's called a campaign pre-check, which I really, really like. So a lot of the time we have set up specific emails to go out. We don't really know what that HTML might render as, so it is great that you can put this in here. They will then make a recommendation on the workflow that you'd like to test. You can then either send it from your ESP or put in the URL that you'd like to test from, which is quite cool. So I do like the fact that you can do this. If you don't have your own HTML, they do have templates that you can use, which is really great. So I do like that, that you can test that. I'm going to go back to projects that I've already set up. So as mentioned, where we've set up something before, I used a template they had on hand, and then we've gone and run, for example, a campaign pre-check. I do like this. It does allow you to do a full pre-deployment check. You can test your headers. You can check your text, images. You could see how this renders on email, tablets, mobile, and desktop, which is really cool. So I do like the fact that you can do this. I'm not going to go into all the details because it will take quite some time to have a look through all the tools here, but they do have great enhancement suggestions as well, which can make corrections for you if that's something that you'd like to test, which is great. Highly recommend this if this is something that you do, especially across different devices, using quite HTML heavy information. They do have ability to dark and light mode test, which is great. So they do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to things like even spell checking, which is great. So if you have quite a small team, really do recommend looking at Email on Acid for that. All right, you can also test your deliverability. So that is something that they do offer in terms of having a look at your spam testing. So they do have that option for you. I ran a spam test, for example, a couple days ago, included my email subject line, relevant information, and sent that off to their seed test. We can see that they do check business to business, business to customer, and overall deliverability. They do have DKIM spam checks, SPF checks, etc. And they will give you a rating whether this is passed or failed based on that, which is quite cool. All right, overall, I found this really is a great tool. They don't have a lot of issues from what I've experienced. You can also create analytics campaigns. I haven't used this to the fullest extent, but it is a nice option to include in your email tracking. to see where people are located, etc. They do have a 7-day free trial. I would recommend doing it. It's worthwhile just to see the great features and to have a deeper look into all the options that they've got on their tool. In terms of their pricing plans, again, really reasonable. They start at either $99 monthly or $74 per month if paid annually, which is great. And then they do have premium plans available, which are slightly higher and range to around about $179. So overall, not bad. Definitely worthwhile looking at this tool. All right, then taking a look at the next one. So I think this is probably my favorite tool for overall email deliverability and marketing. So really straightforward, really intuitive. It's a really great email deliverability tool. It's just straight off the bat, you have a great view of your dashboard, looking at things like email placement, for example, where your relevant tests are assigned to. So they do test across a variety of different email clients, which I quite like. You've also got a history of all your different campaigns run at specific times. So I've run quite a few over the last few days. We can see here what these look like, what they look at. It measures things on in terms of inbox, primary inbox, perhaps your emails landing in promotions or spam, and you do want to take a look at that. All right, even if you are not familiar with tools like this, they've got a really cool get started feature here. So what you could do is follow all the prompts just from getting your seed emails or your test emails. You could then add your sender email. So this is the email that you're sending from. In this case, would be my email address, my business email address, and take a note of that. You cannot test from your own personal Gmail, for example. You will need to register your personal, your work email address. So that may be a business domain, for example, in order to set this up and test with that. So overall, I find this one of the simpler tools to test with and play around with. If your team is not very tech savvy, this is probably one of the easy ones to get to grips with relatively quickly. They do also, let me close this here. They do also have a quick way to view information. So as mentioned, the send the emails. You can assign these quite easily and quickly. You can set up different sender profiles, for example, depending on what you'd like to test. As mentioned, they do have advanced dashboards. So if you'd like to test your inbox placement, they do have this information available for you. You can also just set these up in terms of various different views. I haven't done this for these ones, but that is something that you could do, as well as email audits, which is quite a great tool to have on hand here. So in general, I don't find the screens lag typically, which is great. I find that in general, the information pops up quite quickly. You do have access to your reports for your various broadcasts or your tests that you've done. What I do like is they also then dig into your domain reports. So for example, if you've got DMARC, SBF, BME, MX records configured or not configured, it will pick it up, it will make suggestions for you. So these are important to make sure that your email servers are set up correctly. So it is information that is important for technical teams. Share that with them. It's great that they monitor that information. All right, then one of the few tools I've seen have a warm-up planner as part of the features that they've got on hand, which I really enjoyed using. So if you are a new business with a new domain, I do suggest using the email warming service. It will let you configure a specific requirement for your business. So if you'd like to start sending a lot of emails from a new domain, they will suggest a good number of emails to set up at a specific time so that you don't end up being blocked by your email servers that come through. So email service may look at your new registered domain and see all these emails coming through. They do then help you suggest staggering this over a specific period of time based on the requirements for your business, which I quite like. So in this instance, they suggest 96 emails sent, depending on what I'd like to do over a specific period of time. They do also have your email content tester, which I really like. So you could look at your email content. They make some suggestions for you to help you increase your engagement and deliverability. I really like this. It is in beta. Hopefully that gets released soon, but I really think this is a cool way that you could use AI to generate better content. Hopefully have less spammy words in your emails and use the alternatives to help fix your emails, which is really cool. So I really did like that. They do have a really great knowledge base as well. And before I forget to mention it, the email list verification is really useful tool. So you can upload your uh, email distribution list, for example, that list that you would be communicating with. You could drop it in here. What they will do is they'll pick up any invalid emails, any duplicate emails, any ones that look like spammy emails, and they will help you clean that up and make some recommendations on there. So that's just a quick look at InboxAlly. I really like them as a tool. Look, they are on the slightly pricier side in terms of the ones I've just run through. But they do have all these added features, which is really cool. So if this is within your budget, I'd really look at considering them. Try their 10-day free trial. Their pricing starts at around about $149 a month, and it can go up to an enterprise level with custom pricing. But then you've got unlimited sender email profiles, for example, and quite a lot to work with. So yeah, overall, I recommend looking at a number of tools, play around with them, use the free trials. Ultimately, it should do the basics, but also deliver on additional features that maybe you find are a good fit for your business, such as email rendering checks, authentication protocols, or spam tests. But understand what you need from your strategic business needs, and then pick the one that helps you fit those best. Thanks for watching.